Which article deals with the pardoning power of the President? Article 72. Which article deals with the impeachment of the President? Article 61. The representatives of the state in the Rajya Sabha are elected by elected members of the State Legislative Assembly. Think tank of Government of India that replaced the Planning Commission is Niti Aayog. Who heads the Niti Aayog as its chairperson? Prime Minister. Constitution, 73rd Amendment, Act, 1992 makes provisions for a three-tier system of Panchayati Raj for all the states having population of above 20 lakh. Which committee had recommended people's participation in community development programs? Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. Who can remove the chairperson and member of the State Public Service Commission? President. Who has the power to establish a joint State Public Service Commission? Parliament. Which committee was established by the Tamil Nadu government to examine the question of centre-state relations? Rajmannar Committee. Which article provides for the constitution of interstate water disputes? Article 262. Which is the oldest known system designed for the redressal of citizens' grievance? Ombudsman System. Which was the first Indian state to establish the institution of Lokayukta? Maharashtra. Who appoints the Lokayukta and Uplokayukt in a state? Governor of the state. Which article of the Indian Constitution says that there shall be an election commission in India? Article 324. The most effective means of citizens' control over administration is election. In which year the Election Commission of India was established? 1950. The superintendence, direction and control of all elections to the panchayats are vested in the State Election Commission. The State Election Commission conducts, controls and supervises municipal elections under Article 243(k). For the Election Commission, at the district level, who acts as the district returning officer? District Magistrate. Which committee made a recommendation that Election Commission should be a three-member body? Tarkunde Committee. What is the maximum allowed duration between the last session of the dissolved Lok Sabha and the recalling of the Lok Sabha? 6 months. Office of C and AG in the Indian Constitution has been borrowed from which country? Britain. Which article of the Indian Constitution is related to the appointment of the Controller and Auditor General of India? Article 148. The reports of the CAG of India relating to the accounts of a state shall be submitted to the Governor of the state. Who appoints the Controller and Auditor General of India, CAG? President. In which year was the Controller and Auditor General, Duties, Powers and Conditions of Service, Act passed? 1971. In which year was the Anti-Defection Law passed? 1985. Which amendment was responsible for the Anti-Defection Law? 52nd Amendment. Who decides whether the disqualification by anti-defection is to be done or not? Chairman of Rajya Sabha or Speaker of Lok Sabha. The first country in the world to introduce the right to information was Sweden. RTI Act 2005 came into force on 12th October 2005. The officer designated by the public authorities in all administrative units or offices under it to provide information to the citizens requesting for information under the Act is known as Public Information Officer, PIO. To whom the Speaker of the Lok Sabha gives his resignation? Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Who is generally appointed as a pro tem Speaker? One of the senior most members of the newly elected Lok Sabha. Which article of the Constitution provides that the Speaker shall have and exercise a casting vote in the case of an equality of votes? Article 100. Who said that the cabinet is the pivot around which the whole political machinery revolves? Sir John Marriott. If any minister does not agree with any decision of the cabinet, he or she has to resign. Which constitutional amendment acts have made the decisions of the Council of Ministers binding on the President of India? 42nd and 44th Amendment Acts. Which article of the Constitution of India are relevant to analyze the constitutional provisions that deal with the relationship of the President with the Council of Ministers? Articles 74, 75 and 78. The B.P. Mandal Commission was set up to study the reasons for the backwardness of the socially and educationally backward classes. National Commission for Other Backward Class came into effect from 1993. Who is empowered for imposition and realization of collective fine under SC and ST, Prevention of Atrocities, Act, 1989? State government. In which country cooperative society was first established? USA. Who regulates the registration and other activities of a cooperative societies in India? RCS, Registrar of Cooperative Societies of the state. When was Central Vigilance Commission established? 1964. Which committee recommended the establishment of Central Vigilance Commission? Santhanam Committee. The Santhanam Committee on Prevention of Corruption was appointed in 1962. Who have the power to remove Central Vigilance Commissioner and other Vigilance Commissioners? President AMD. The Supreme Court. Central Administrative Tribunals are established under which article of the Constitution of India? Article 323A. Central Administrative Tribunal Act 1985 came into force on 1st July 1985. The chairman and every other member of the Central Administrative Tribunal shall be appointed by the President after consultation with Chief Justice of India. Principal bench of Central Administrative Tribunal is situated at New Delhi. Chairman and every other member of an administrative tribunal for a state shall be appointed by the President after consultation with Governor of the concerned state. Which the article of Indian Constitution deals with the appointment of Attorney General of India? Article 76. Who is the highest legal officer of the Union Government of India? Attorney General of India. What is the minimum age for the eligibility to be a presidential candidate? 35. The executive actions of the government are carried out under whose name? President. Which article of the Constitution empowers the President to promulgate ordinances? Article 123. At least how many days of prior notice is required for the impeachment of the President of India? 14 days. The procedure of impeachment of the President of India is quasi-judicial procedure. The vacant post of the President is to be filled within 6 months. The President can dissolve Lok Sabha on recommendation of the Union Cabinet. The Constitution authorizes the President to make provisions for discharge of duties of governors in extraordinary circumstances under Article 160. When was Development of Women and Children in Rural Areas, DWCRA, scheme launched? 1982 to 1983. The Integrated Rural Development Program, IRDP, was launched during which 5-year plan? 6th. TRISEM, Training Rural Youth for Self-Employment, scheme, is to train youth under poverty line of rural areas in technical skill of which age group? People between 18 to 35 years. The development of the new township was an objective of the Nilokheri project. What was the reason behind the development of the new township? Rehabilitation of displaced persons from West Pakistan. The Annapurna scheme was implemented in the year 2000. The main objective of Antyodaya Anna Yojana program is upliftment of rural poor. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is under which ministry? Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, PMUY, was launched in which year? 2016. Which program was launched to prevent child trafficking and rescue children from persons who try to engage them in begging, sexual trade and antisocial activities? Muskan. Which has the power to carve out a new state in India? The Parliament. Which article of Indian Constitution allow the central government to create new state in India? Article 3. In India, a minister who is not a member of either House of Parliament will cease to be a minister after 6 months. The number of Lok Sabha members required to table a no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers is 50. Public sector enterprises are owned by state government or central government. The branch of public administration system which directs socio-economic and political change in the society is development administration. Development administration refers to the process of guiding an organization toward the achievement of progressive political, economic and social objectives that are authoritatively determined in one manner or another. Commented by Wedner. National Development Council comprises of all chief ministers of states who commented development administration as administration is planned change. Pai Panadikar, Advocate General of the state is appointed for the period of no fixed tenure. Advocate General of the state submits his resignation to Governor of the respective states. Which article states that each state shall have an Advocate General? Article 165. Civil Services Day is observed on 21st April. Which article of Indian Constitution protects the civil servants from the politically motivated or vindictive action? Article 311. Which ministry authority has the right to remove the incompetent, inefficient and unproductive All India service officers after 15 years of service? Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. The Fazal Ali Commission studied about states reorganization. The name of committee set up in 1995 to study the Prasar Bharati Act. Sengupta Committee. Which committee was formed for assessing PPP in India and tax structure reforms? Kelkar Committee. Which committee was appointed by the UPSC in 1974 to go into the issue of recruitment and selection methods? D.S. Kothari Committee. Success of the development programs depend largely on the conduct and behavior of personnel engaged in the programs. The Code of Discipline for Employees of the Government of India is provided in the Central Civil Services, Classification, Control and Appeal, Rules, 1965. Which commission set up by the central government recommended the complete prohibition of strikes by civil servants? The Administrative Reforms Commission, 1966 to 1970. New pension scheme was launched for central government service personnel on 1st January 2004. The need for women police was first felt during the labour strike at Kanpur in 1938. The National Human Rights Commission was established in 1993. The Supreme Court in India gave directions for police reform in 2006. Who said personnel is the sovereign factor in public administration? Herman Feiner.
Thanks for watching Speed GK YouTube channel. Please support our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and also please share this video with your friends. Thank you.